Losing a loved one can be a very difficult thing. So today we're going to break down the topic and learn more resources. I am so excited to have Nelson Memorial Gardens here, the owner, Victoria and Victor Nelson. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm really excited to learn more because I feel like this is a topic that isn't discussed much because it is a challenging topic. So let's start off with sharing about your funeral home.
Nelson Memorial Gardens was established actually in 2008. We did our first service in 2009. Unfortunately for me, one of the first services that we directed was actually my father. With that being the case, it gave me a better sense of the grieving process for the families that we serve. But we are in the building that was formerly Michaud Funeral Home, which was the first African-American owned funeral home in Fort Wayne. They were first opened in 1925. And then, like I said, in 2009, we started doing services there. So that's how we were started.
Okay, and so you all have been around for 14 years,
Yes.
serving this community. Yes. And so share with me a bit about your services that you offer.
Okay. The first thing I want to share is that Nelson Memorial Gardens, the name was actually established to pay homage to the ones that came before us: Liz Dobbins, Reverend Latham, Mike Joyner Sr. These are people that kind of led the way and paved the way for us. But the services that we provide are at-need services, funeral services, pre-need funeral services, grief counseling. We try to start with seminars, trying to help people with the grieving process through seminars. We'd like to do more groups where we have dads that have lost children so that they're in a group specifically for themselves, or women that have lost children, or children that have lost parents, so that those specific groups can kind of feed off of each other, and help each other through the grieving process, not in a solemn way, but in a way that they can continue to celebrate the life that was lived of their loved one, but also to kind of, like I said, feed off of each other.
Right. And, this is something that people have to think about in advance.
Yes.
Because an unfortunate situation can happen at any time. And we try to prepare our viewers in different ways, from financial advice and getting things ready to prep if something happens, but also making these plans in advance can be very beneficial to the entire family and the loved ones that are left behind. So can you share a little bit about why taking these steps are important and things that people can do in advance to start planning?
Absolutely. Again, like you said, it's very important. And we unfortunately, so many people put prearranging their funerals at the last of their list. But it's the first thing that happens when you are born. You begin to die, on that journey to your last days. Whether you live to be a year old or 100 years old. We know definitely that we'll pass away, unfortunately. But to prepare for that is just a matter of sitting down with the funeral service professional, putting your wishes on paper. And it's that simple, to actually say, hey, this is what I like, this is what I can afford, because I think that's a huge part of it. People are afraid of the financial part of the prearrangement process. And but the more important thing is to get their information on paper so that their family and other loved ones would know what their wishes are.
Yes. Okay. And I know that through the process of helping people, there's a lot of support that's needed emotionally,
Yes.
right? And I know that, Victoria, you offer a service, a nonprofit that helps with grievance counseling. So can you share more about that amazing representation that you give the community in that way?
Yes, so Favor Grace Unlimited, how that came about was me helping hubby in the funeral services, and then we wanted to do more.
Okay.
It's like, honey, we're doing all we can to get the families through this process, but there's so much more that they need after that. So I kind of felt like we were just leaving them in a state and they were not okay. So that's really when, after you've buried your loved one or whatever service you choose, then you have a new life that begins that you know not of. You don't know what that looks like, and where do you go for help? So we wanted to do more after the fact. So that's how Favor Grace Unlimited came, and Thank you, hubby, for supporting that. Right now, we're supported by Nelson Memorial Gardens, and we're looking for partners to come and join with us to help people in an array of areas. So every family dynamic is different. So the needs of the families are different. It could be counseling. Counseling is huge.
Yeah.
A lot of families will not go to a organization or a building for counsel, but is there counseling that will come to the families and help them, especially when they have lost someone due to homicide, suicide, or a child? That is unbearable. What do you do? So if we can have someone to come and talk to them and help them, give them some tools on what they could do. Also, a lot of families, they don't know how to close an estate. So they'll call the funeral home and say, you know, what do we do? And so there are so many things, even as far as families who, you know, when you bring all that food over to the house, well, they're going to need somebody to clean that food out because they're not ready to, you know, clean out that refrigerator, all that food that was brought. So there's so many different areas that families need help for long term to come.
That's awesome. That's so great. And so if someone is interested in learning more and reaching out, if they have questions or just want to learn about each of the services broken down more, where can they go?
Well, you can go to our website, which is nelsonmemorialgardens.com. You can give us a call always, 24 hours a day. 260-422-5577, and then most certainly you can go to favoritgraceunlimited.com as well. And we have, like my wife said, different partners that are listed that can assist with those things, or we can direct you into, you know, to their offices or give you their numbers or contact information to assist with whatever your need is, grief counseling, as my wife said, financial support, and then, like I said, we'll even go as far as, hey, you know what? You need your grass cut. We're there for you either way. So those are things that Favorite Grace is willing to do.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much, Victoria and Victor, for coming in and sharing about your business. And we always want to expect the unexpected. So right now is the best time to prepare. If you would like more information, we'll be sure to have their website listed below, and we'll be right back.